Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Douglasville, Douglas County State of the County Address. I'm Michael Paris. I'm president of this and CEO of the Council of Quality Growth, and really happy to see everyone here today. We're sold out, folks, and this is a great testimony to the hard work everybody's doing here in Douglas County. Congratulations. So this is our second State of Douglas County and Douglasville address, and I want to thank our partners, the Douglas County Chamber of Commerce, the City of Douglasville, Douglas County and Douglas County government. These partners are essential to our ability, and we want to put on these events, and we want to thank them for the support in making this event so successful. So thank you, Sarah, and thank you to your board and all of your staff. And we also want to thank Mayor Rochelle Robinson and Chair Ramona Jackson-Jones for being with us today to deliver their address. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you all. So today is the fifth of our 8 State of the County addresses around the region that we will host this year in 2019. We value the opportunity to bring together the public sector and the business community in this way with county commission chairs and mayors across the region. So the upcoming dates of the additional events are on the screen. We have the State of DeKalb County with CEO Michael Thurman on April 25th, just next week. And on May 7th, the State of Fulton County with Chair Rob Pitts. Both of these are expected to sell out too, so be sure that if you're interested in sponsoring those or attending, please register early. If you're unfamiliar with the Council for Quality Growth, we are a 34-year-old regional organization, and our strength lies in the relationships we develop with local policymakers across the metro Atlanta region and the state. This includes Douglas County and its cities. Our ability to collaborate with you all ensures that we experience continued quality growth and development, and most importantly, economic prosperity for everyone. So we could not serve our members at this high level without the support of our leaders, like the chairman and the mayor here today, and many other elected and appointed officials who are with us today. So I would like, there's many here, I'm not going to call everybody out individually, could I ask all of our elected and appointed officials to please stand so we could recognize you. And most importantly, we have a great staff here at the city and at the county. Can I ask all of our public service officials, all of our county and city staff, let's recognize them. Let's give them a round of applause. We look forward to continuing to strengthen our efforts here and promise to be back next year. So now I would like to ask for you all to stand as the Douglas County High School Junior ROTC presents the colors and Intone Nation presents the national anthem. And please remain standing after the anthem for Chris Humphrey, who Executive Director of the Douglas County Economic Development Authority, who will lead us in the invocation.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Let us bow our heads. Dear Lord, we thank you for blessing us with a great community to live, work, and enjoy. We are thankful for this gathering of leaders and the opportunity to tell our story. We seek your wisdom in guiding our efforts to make this community even greater. We ask that you bless our mayor, our chairman, our commissioners, council members, and all of our elected leaders. We thank you for your blessing the food that is before us, and it is in your name that we pray, and all that agree say amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Chris. And thank you all for joining us today for our second annual State of Douglasville and Douglas County. I'm excited to see many familiar faces here today, but also welcome those who are coming to visit our community for the first time. Our chamber is proud to partner with the Council for Quality and Growth, and I anticipate that we'll continue this event for many years to come. While I have the stage, I would like to recognize a few of our outstanding partners here in Douglasville and Douglas County. First, I would like to recognize our Chamber Board of Directors. Can you all please stand as a group and be recognized? Thank you. We're also very proud of our 2019 Chairman's Club members that have joined us today. I'm sure you noticed the flyer on your table, but I do want to say thank you and recognize that group today as well. Chairman's Club members, can you all stand and be recognized, please? Thank you. This program would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, and I would like to take a minute to recognize each of them today. Our presenting sponsor today is Moreland Altabelli, and we appreciate your support of the State of Douglasville and Douglas County address. Our gold sponsor today is the Douglas County Economic Development Authority. Our resource sponsors are the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District and the Atlanta Regional Commission. Our silver sponsors are the collaborative firm, H.J. Russell & Company, and United Consulting Group. And finally, our bronze sponsors are AT&T, the Bleakley Advisory Group, Clark Patterson Lee, Kaiser Permanente, Martin Marietta, the Mitchell Group, and Ujama Construction, and Waste Industries. Please give a round of applause for all of today's sponsors. Again, we thank each of you for your support, and I would like to now introduce Wayne Hill, a marketing executive from Moreland Altabelli, to the stage.
Needless to say, I'm not Vicki Moreland. Vicki's mom wound up in the hospital last night. She's not here, so they asked me to fill in. So let's remember Vicki and her mom. We are thankful to be able to sponsor this. We're a player here, I guess is the way you'd say it in Douglas County. We want to say thank you to the commissioners. We want to say thank you to the employees for letting us work for you. Moreland Altabelli is on the move. We're now part of an organization called Atlas. We have offices in 40 states, 145 offices across the country. So we're able to do about anything with engineering that anybody wants done, whether it be our public sector or the private sector. So keep us in mind as you do things. Let us know if we can help you. We have some of our employees. If our employees from Moreland would stand, some of you, we don't have that many today, but welcome our employees. If you don't know them, get to know them. They're a great bunch, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I could say a lot, but we came here today to hear the state of the county and the state of the city, so we look forward to that. So I'll be quiet. My job next is to introduce someone who heads up the Metropolitan Water Planning District, and she always reminds me how to say her name. So it's Catherine Zitch. She reminds me what it sounds kind of like, but it's Zitch. So y'all welcome Catherine to the stage, and she'll talk about the water a little bit.
For the record, the word that comes to mind is ditch. Mitch, stitch. So I am here today to talk to you about water, and it has been raining a lot. In fact, this is my second year here at the Douglasville, State of Douglasville, Douglas, and it's the second year it's been raining a lot. So I really look forward to being here next year and have the same speech about how it's been raining a lot, because I think this is the magic right here in this room. 2018 was the second wettest year on record for Atlanta, second only to 1948. Even though it's raining, we always need to be thinking about the next drought, which is right around the corner. I know it's hard to believe right now when it's raining so much and people keep saying to me, will you make it stop raining? And I say to them, stop is how many letters? It's a 4-letter word. But right around the corner from 1948 meant a 7-year drought in Georgia that lasted from 1950 to 1957. Just wrap your minds around that again. Second wettest year was 2018. Right around the corner from that, from the wettest year, was a 7-year drought. Here in Douglasville, Douglas, your Water and Sewer Authority is actively planning for this next drought. You are blessed to have a forward-thinking Water and Sewer Authority. They are currently working on raising the Dog River Reservoir, so more water will be stored in the reservoir during times of wet, so that you will have it for times of dry. This is what water management in Metro Atlanta is all about. But it's also about you as individuals and businesses. Know that more homeowners insurance claims are paid for catastrophic water losses than for burglaries and fires combined. Just wrap your head around that for a second. Insurance companies pay out more claims for water than for burglaries and fires combined. In fact, 13% of the water that we use in the region and across the nation is due to water leaks. So fix those flappers in your toilet, because it's glamorous work I get to talk about. Make sure that your irrigation system is working properly, and go on to www.mydropcounts.org to find out how you can fix those leaks and be more effective in your water. There are lots of opportunities out there to make a difference. But today, I'd like to thank the Council for Quality Growth for hosting today's event. Thank you, Mayor Robinson and Chair Ramona Jackson-Jones for your leadership here in Douglasville and Douglas County, and I look forward to being here next year talking about the rain.
Thank you, Catherine. It's now my pleasure to introduce the first of today's keynote speakers. Mayor Rochelle Robinson was elected in 2015, becoming the first African-American and female mayor in the city's 144-year history. Mayor Robinson received her education at Youngstown City School District and Youngstown State University. She is a veteran of the United States Army National Guard and professionally has worked in federal, state, and local governments, including an 8-year stint with the CIA. She has held appointments to several boards and authorities, such as the Wellstar Regional Hospital, West Georgia Technical College, Douglasville Zoning Board, and Vice Chair of the Douglas County Board of Elections. In addition to serving as mayor, Mayor Robinson is a proud and active Rotarian, serves on the Douglasville and Douglas County Water and Sewer Authority Board of Directors, is Vice Chair of the Atlanta Regional Commission Board, ARC's Transportation Air Quality Commission, the Georgia Municipal Association Training Board, Douglas County High School Band and Booster member, and Executive Committee of the Douglas County Chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority. Mayor Robinson is an ordained minister and has been happily married to Pastor Jeff Robinson for more than 20 years, and together they have 3 beautiful children. It's my privilege to introduce my friend, Mayor Rochelle Robinson.
Standing ovation. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I need to take you all home with me. That was wonderful. Make me feel good when I walk around. Well, welcome and good afternoon. It's such a blessing to be here today on this beautiful day. And we appreciate the rain, Catherine, because it washes away some of that pollen. But it's so good to have you out to Douglasville, Douglas County this afternoon. Thank you so much for our state delegation that's taken the time out to come. I know that we recognize you, but we are so very privileged to have a great relationship with our state delegation as well as the county, working with the city. But I'll get into the city's address and then let you hear from our chair, Dr. Ramona Jackson-Jones. So I want to thank also the citizens of Douglasville, all the partners that are out there that work in the community every day, and the Chamber of Commerce for being such wonderful partners, as well as the Council for Quality Growth. It's a blessing to be here, and our wonderful Douglasville Conference Center. Hopefully you like it and you'll come back and bring weddings and all kinds of events here. So first, I'm very proud to announce that your city government has been the benefactor of several awards in 2018. Keep Douglasville Beautiful has had 2 first-place awards. One first place was a state-affiliated award for overall programs and practices that promote a cleaner, greener, and more beautiful community. The second first-place award was for state litter prevention, and that was for a PSA video that we did, which was about litter index scoring. And lastly, we had a great honor. We had a citizen who lives in Douglasville, Douglas County, has been here for many years, and he was announced as the Man of the Year for the state of Georgia for his efforts with Freedom Island. His name is Craig McManus, so we were very excited about that. Our second place awards were for the state Community Beautification Award for our military garden, and that military garden is in Hunter Park. It's very beautiful. There are statues of all the service that are represented there, and if you want to go and just have a commemoration and a memorial time, it's really nice to go to that military garden. And the second affiliated award was for Innovative Award for Public Service. We had a trash mob video that talked about litter, and we have great partners in the community. My sorority has adopted a street, Malone Street. There fraternities, Omega Psi Phi has Fairburn Road, and Kappa Alpha Psi has Chapel Hill Road. So we've put out some more markers and challenging the other fraternities and sororities and clubs to come and adopt roads and clean. And so we do that once a quarter, and I'm going to be there on Saturday at 8:45 in the morning picking up trash again. But it's a blessing. So those are some things that we've done with Keep Douglasville Beautiful. Our Government Financial Officer Association, GFOA, has awarded us with financial reporting. We've won the Healthiest Employer Award for our size from the Atlanta Business Chronicle in 2017 and 2018, and we are in the finalist phase looking to win again this year, so we're very excited about that. We've been hard at work to ensure that we're providing services and amenities that make Douglasville a great place to live, work, and play. These are just a few of the recent acknowledgments that we have from our staff that has received that reflect their hard work upon trying to obtain the mission of creating great service. Just want to give you a brief synopsis of Douglasville. I know you know where you are. We're near Atlanta, but Douglasville is considered the 27th largest city in the state of Georgia out of the 584 cities in the state, with a population of over 32,000. Our household income is $65,760, and we are ethnically diverse in race, gender, age, and culture. Our household is 53% of families have children under 18, and I'm one of those 53%. I have children 16, 18, and a boy that's 20. Pray my strength. There's a lot going on, those teenagers. And the average age of the residents is 33.9. That isn't me, though. I don't fit in that category, but I can get my Ross discount on Tuesday, so I'm in that senior club. I don't know if you know about that. It's a great thing. So, but just to talk more about Douglasville, continuing with the theme of providing great services and amenities for our community, we've been through an extensive planning period for over the course of 24 months. And I mentioned this in this address last year that neither myself or city staff could help to achieve this smart, sustainable, and inclusive progress in areas of the city operations without the support and partnership of the community in which we serve. Now, I stated here just 12 months ago, and I'm standing to say again that I am just so very proud, and I can look back and say, wow, we've seen more and more people come to town hall sessions, information meetings, city council meetings, joint steering committees. Citizens have really immersed themselves and their families into these processes and campaigns that we've undertaken to make the city a great success. As we stand here on the crux of breaking ground on some of these transformative development projects, I cannot help but think of where we would be and where I was at the beginning of my term as mayor and where we are today. And I feel overwhelmed with pride, not about what I've accomplished, but what the city, the staff, the elected officials, and the community have all accomplished together. So please join us in 2019 and beyond as we transform from this planning period to a long-term period of reality and impact. Some dirt is going to start moving. I'm excited. So our purpose that I've alluded to, much of what we have accomplished this past year can be attributed to the strong sense of community and willingness of its citizens to get involved. Much of the work we've done can only have been accomplished through great partnerships that we've been talking about, partnerships with the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, Douglas County Chamber of Commerce, the Economic Development Authority, partnerships with the Douglas County School System, and of course, our wonderful partnerships with the citizens of the community. And it's been vital, and the progress that we've made has just been because of attitudes of working together. We're moving forward, and I'd like to encourage those who have gotten involved to continue to stay involved, and if you have not been, jump on in, there's room for you. We want everyone's voices to be heard, because we know that our advocacy, you're great advocates when you help bring these things together. We want to serve each other. And I'll just give you some project updates. This is what a lot of you are here to hear about. Transportation updates. We have several transportation projects in different phases throughout the city. There are some cards that are on your tables that you should take with you and see some of those projects. But we've completed a SPLOST 28 resurfacing of 65 streets that were paved over the life of the SPLOST, and that equates to about $2 million in value. Currently, we're going through the bid process for SPLOST 2019, and what will be inclusive of that SPLOST is Douglas Boulevard resurfacing, and that's near Arbor Place Mall, and 24 additional streets all over the city. A few upcoming projects to look forward to include the Highway 92 North and South relocation project. That is a state highway, $111 million relocation that comes in from Paulding through Douglas and goes out to I-20. And then State Route 92, the spring meeting for that update is at Jesse Davis Park. If you're interested in coming on May the 13th at 6 p.m., we'll have GDOT, Norfolk Southern, and city and county representatives there. And another major project, I don't know if you've paid attention when you were coming in, if you came in off of I-20 West to get here on Fairburn Road and I-20 interchange, is a beautification project. And that is currently in GDOT's bidding process. So we're going to make that coming off the gateway. It's going to be beautiful. So we're starting with the city gateways, and I know the chair is going to talk about some of the gateways in the county. And we'll move on to community development. The downtown master plan, and a lot of people have heard about that. We were in Georgia Trend, and we've been all over talking about this downtown master plan, because we know any community that your downtown is the heartbeat of your city. And so we're very excited about the downtown master plan. The transformation of that plan has just been great. After receiving the final draft back in November of 2017, that's a long time ago. But 2017, we've been hard at work receiving input, educating on planning and zoning processes, and preparing for development so we can make it a smooth and seamless transition to redeveloping the downtown. The city is so blessed for the congenial relationship that we have with the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, and they were so gracious in allowing us to purchase the old jail. They had another bidder on the table who tried to outbid us, and the county said, no, we're going to support the city, and we appreciate that. And I want to give them a hand for that, for working with us. A lot of cities and counties fight, but we do not fight, we work together. So the Douglas County Board of Commissioners helped us to obtain the old jail to aid in our success of our new downtown project, and also we're working on Highway 5 out by the mall. There's an interchange there, so we're working together to make that less congested for the citizens. But back to the old jail site, we serve as a new home to, it's going to be an amphitheater, green space, mixed-use development, retail, residential, Class A office, space, medical, and hopefully higher education. So we're trying to bring all those entities into that space downtown at the bottom of the hill here. And we finished with phases 1 and 2 from the Environmental Protection Division. The underground storage tanks have been removed. Yay! And currently we're ensuring that there's no contamination in that area. So after all of that's done and the dust settles, then we're going to start kicking up some more dust because we're going through the demolition at that point of the structure. So thanks again to the voters and to the support of the community. And with that, the voters approved a redevelopment powers for the mayor, myself, and the council for a tax allocation district, a TAD, in the downtown area. We have hired a consultant that identified areas with the citizen engagement, and the next steps are to reach out to Douglas County government and the school system for support. And I'll give you examples of TADs if you don't know what tax allocation districts are. In the region, just a very few. The Atlantic Station, where Atlanta is located, that's a tax allocation district. The Atlanta Beltline is a TAD. Camp Creek Parkway on I-20, 285, and East Point and Janquil Village in downtown Smyrna. So those are some TADs. And so we're working on that very diligently. We have another plan. It's called the North Side Redevelopment Plan, known to some as New Horizons. It's been shaping over the past 12 months, and we're very excited about that. The city's taken the same approach with the North Side Redevelopment Plan as the Downtown Master Plan. We've had several public input meetings, and we have set up a steering committee, and we're very excited to get all of those meetings done and receive information. We've connected with the North Side. They will connect from the North Side area bike and pedestrian trails to come through downtown, fix infrastructure issues, and reduce and eliminate blight in that area. We want to connect neighborhoods and parks with walking and biking trails and make all of this inclusive of the TAD, which will attract development in that area. As soon as that Highway 92 relocation comes through and we do the TAD and work on parks, it's just going to be very beautiful, and you can start investing all your monies in that area. Okay. These are other plans will help to bring all of these efforts together as the city has revised and drafted a unified development code. And this is more user-friendly and modernized as it reflects the codes of a more progressive city. So we're working on our UDO. We've joined with the county to do our comprehensive plan. We have Safe Build that reported to the council last night that's talking to us about our development area and how we can come to be in the 21st century. So we're very excited about those things. So I'm going to move on to parks, and hopefully something will excite you in this area. Throughout this period of planning, it was important that each plan and efforts coincide with each other. That's why it's so important to have so many plans happening at the same time. I know the council members and I feel like we're juggling balls sometimes in the air, but it's all coming together. So the third plan that I'd like to discuss with you is the Parks Master Plan. Everyone can get around parks. People in the community love parks, and so that's something that we really like to talk about. And I studied Mayor Maynard Jackson when he first was elected mayor in Atlanta, and he started with cleaning up Atlanta and working on parks, and it really changed the trajectory of the city. And so that's what we're looking at as well, beautification. So we have 6 parks in the city: Hunter Park, Jesse Davis Park, Mill Village, Willing Workers, Fowler Field, and West Pines Golf Club. The master plan includes a redesign of 3 of those 6 parks. Mill Village, which is expected to be the first to go under construction, Willing Workers, and Jesse Davis. These are all paid for via SPLOST. Citizens, we're not taking your dollars, it's SPLOST funds. And the city-led projects have resulted from the city residents' participation in steering committees and voicing their opinions. Mill Village, for example, has a basketball court that is there currently. The citizens came together and said, we don't want a basketball court anymore. We don't want pickup basketball. We want it to be a neighborhood passive park with walking trails, and so we're changing that based on the citizens' input. So some of the main recommendations for the parks are to revitalize the Parks Advisory Board. And we did that. We have members on the board, and that's been completed, and they're from a spectrum of all over the city and the county. In the past, the city's ADA compliance was questioned, and because of that, this planning process, the city has required ADA compliant equipment throughout the park system. And we've acquired land to expand and make revitalization a reality in Mill Village and Jesse Davis Parks. We have renovations that are currently being taken place at Alice Hawthorne Community Center. And of course, Alice Hawthorne is the person who died during the Olympic bombing when the Olympics was here in 1996. And we have a center in Jesse Davis Park named for her. We're having renovations done to that park, and the restrooms are under renovations currently. We're in phase 1 of implementation of that plan. The environmental assessment site for each of these 3 parks have been done, the design and engineering and construction phase we're looking forward to. So we'll move on to West Pines. The city has also improved the customer service at West Pines if you're a golfer, and updating the cart paths, which is just vital. I've been on some of the paths, and when you're driving, Leslie, you're doing bumpity bumps, so it's great that some of those cart paths have been repaired. The greens conversions, and that's very expensive. When they said something, Travis said like $30,000. I said, for grass? But so conversion for the greens and introducing new state-of-the-art golf carts with GPS and multimedia monitors. And so when you're in the golf cart and you're driving around, you can be watching the Golf Channel, or you can watch a baseball game or football or whatever. So it's exciting to have that. And the GPS will not allow you to go off the path too far. If you do drive the golf cart, it'll just shut your golf cart in case you get lost or something. So aside from the Parks Master Plan, the Parks and Recreation Department has undertaken the lengthy process of becoming accredited through the Commission for Accreditation of Parks and Recreation Agencies, CAPRA. CAPRA accreditation is the highest designation available to parks and recs agencies. Benefits achieving the CAPRA accreditation demonstrates a commitment to be a national leader in parks and recreation. We operate using best practices, and parks and facilities must be maintained to a certain level. It promotes diversity and accessibility with programming and services. This accreditation takes approximately 5 years to obtain, and we are in year 2 of that. We'll talk a little bit we talked a lot about parks, and now the recreational portion for families and friends that we have in the community that we offer annually are some things like the ice cream social, Wednesday Wind Down. You talk to Councilman Sam Davis about that. He'll tell you everything you want to know about Wednesday Wind Down. It's a great concert series. The Taste of Douglasville, Chili Cook-Off, Ultimate Block Party. We have other concert series on our plaza. The Google Gravity Games, all the schools in the Douglas County system, they build, I used to call them go-karts. So they built these cars that are, they're not autonomous cars yet in ARC, but they're cars that are driven by students for Google Games, and we have a great relationship with Google. They're a partner in the community. Hydrangea Festival, our Christmas and 4th of July parades and Veterans Day parades, and breakfast with Santa and the Easter Bunny. I was just with the Easter Bunny. It's about 200 kids running around looking for golden eggs. So it's really fun. We have lots of things that we present in the community for families. And we'll move on to community engagement, and I'll be wrapping up in a few minutes. Our community engagement is estimated volunteer hours with 260 volunteers over the life of 2018, the year 2018, and that's about 3,500 combined volunteers, and the hours that they put in, I couldn't have my papers covering that information up, let me see. They didn't tell me. Okay, a savings of $78,000 to the city because of their committed and passionate community partners. And I want to thank the volunteers that have come out and given of their time. So some of the ways they volunteer are board volunteers. The city staff has participated in Keep Douglasville Beautiful with Beautification for Staff Day of Service. We just had one a couple of weeks ago. Our maintenance and sanitation director, Mr. Greg Roberts, heads that up, and Mr. Greg he'll have the whip out. Meet here and let's go down and clean up this path. So it's really great that citizens, not only citizens in the community, but employees of the city of Douglasville have community days that we clean up in. We've spruced up flower beds in the community, and it's just a great time. Some other volunteerism that citizens do is a Citizens Academy. We just had our 3rd graduation of Citizens Academy last night. It's a 10-week course that citizens give of their time on Tuesdays for 10 weeks to learn all about city government. And we show our appreciation to the city. We're going to have a volunteer luncheon, Better Together, and that's going to be held April 25th to honor our volunteers. We're undertaking a partnership with the Cultural Arts Council. We know that public art is very big now in the state and all over the country, and so we're doing public art fire hydrants. I don't know if you noticed, right in front of City Hall, the fire hydrant looks like Deputy Dog. It's real cute. And their fire hydrants are going to be all over the city and the county painted. And we voted, and people vote on those fire hydrants. Tiffany Stanley Stewart is one of the members of the CAC to help us get that done. We're painting benches to put out in parks. And the butterfly garden, there's a big, huge butterfly of used art for the Mayor's Butterfly Garden over in Wortham Park. It kind of looks like a mosquito, but they say it's a butterfly. And again, we just appreciate all those partnerships with public art. And so we're going to try to work on an arts district and bring more people downtown. So some of the critical steering committees on the north side, we have the Unified Development Ordinance, the Downtown Master Plan. This is a revamp Parks Master Plan. So everyone's voices, they matter. We've been touring other communities to ensure that we're making and needed changes and improving our own. The council's been on tour. We've gone to Sugar Hill and what else, City Manager? Ackworth, Woodstock. We've been everywhere. We've been touring all over the regional areas to see beautiful cities. We went to Elberton to look at their, that's like the stone capital or granite or something, to look at their hotel because we're bartering to have a hotel downtown that will anchor this conference center. But we've been all over looking at plans and diligently working to make this a better community. But we've also taken the time to have ride-alongs, myself with other members of the City Council. We pulled Mr. Gregg in for maintenance and sanitation and code compliance, and we're driving through the streets and wards and saying, there's a crack right there. Can you pick up that sign over there? Can you spruce up the stop signs? They aren't red anymore. They look burgundy or they're faded out. So it's really exciting. We're paying attention to the details. So those are some of the things that we're doing in the community. I'll move on to public safety. Our community-oriented policing is still a priority for our chief and the public safety. And I see a table of our public safety. Hey, Chief, wave your hand, Chief Sparks. I see you. This is my chief right there. Key community partnerships and programs. He has the DCOPS program, that's Douglasville Community Operations for Police. I don't know if that's what it really stands for, but they go into communities, they go into neighborhoods, and these are the police officers who work in that neighborhood, and it's the command staff, the white shirts. They walk in those neighborhoods and knock on doors and subdivisions and introduce themselves to citizens. So it's the DCOPS program. They have Hollis Street Community House, which is a precinct on the north side of town. They have many events there held all the time. They have block parties and just a presence in the community, another site for the police department to make an impact. Youth Against Violence, the chief has been doing that for 10 years on Saturdays, where he sponsors youth and help to guide them to make better choices. Trunk or Treat, they have in collaboration with the Sheriff's Department during the Halloween time. Many, many festivals. There's one this Saturday for Easter and Christmas events, Police Citizens Academy, Handgun Clinic, which is exciting, summer and holiday safety tips. They're talking to us about locking your doors when you get out in the summertime. When you go to the mall at Christmas, don't take all your packages out and put them in the trunk and then move on to Macy's because someone may be watching you. So the chief and deputy chief and command staff tells us all about that. Crime trends, gang awareness, and other tools to help combat crime in the community. We have great statistics for our crime. It is down from last year, and it's the lowest it's been in 5 years. We didn't have any murders, I don't think, last. Did we have? You missed it. Oh, we're the homicide. 0. That's a blessing. I know. Whew. Thanks, Chief. I was telling him that I watched this program. I always get engulfed in these programs on PBS. And so I was watching this program about, unfortunately, with Maryland, when they had some issues about community policing, and they were encouraging police officers to get out and do community policing. And our chief has been doing that since he's been the chief. And before that, we've been community policing. So we appreciate the police department. So we'll move on. Our elected officials have committed to providing the best educational opportunities and equipment for the police department. The city offers take-home vehicles, tuition reimbursement to the police officers and city employees. So thanks to the voters this year, the city was able to increase the salaries of police officers. So stop running over to Martyr, stay in Douglasville. Okay. The salaries are $44,000 a year, and previously there were $38,000 a year starting. This is key in maintaining the safety of our community and becoming competitive with other communities to ensure we maintain our current officers, but recruit top line officers as well. And I'm just kidding about Martyr, great company. My brother-in-law is a police officer there. So, but we just want to keep officers here, and we want to be competitive. So we appreciate the citizens allowing us to do that with our police department. So we'll move on to finance with dollars and cents. And affordability, of course, we could not afford to pay for all these plans and construction projects and police departments and keeping the lights on in the city without having a sound and responsible finance department. We have a healthy fund balance. A good rule of thumb, they say, for fund balance is to have no less than 2 months of operating expenditures. And we currently have $12.2 million in our general fund balance. This account equates to 3 to 6 months of operating cost, depending on the time of year. Let's give ourselves a hand. It's good. We're leveraging our general fund dollars to assist with the SPLOST dollars, and the city is undertaking the current council. We've gone from a 5-year plan to 10-year plans for capital plans, allowing the city to make decisions today that address the future capital plans without placing a strain on the budget. We haven't increased any debt this year, and we've made strides to pay down other debt obligations. We actually just had great news in the council last night because of the SPLOST dollars that have been coming in that have been generating more monies. We're able to pay off this very conference center in 6 years. So $250,000 we're able to pay off the conference center. We've done that in 6 years' time. Oh no, that's a hand as well. Thank you. In the next 3 years, the city will have paid the following: the Hawthorne Center, Fire Station number 10, and Human Resources Building, and again, I said the Conference Center. So in closing, from year to year, the city's taken care of its employees to ensure that we have active salaries and pension plans that have been funded at 99% for the past 3 years. For transition, the citizens of Douglasville never have to worry about staff salaries causing a deficit in city funds. The city has the best staff, and we're honored to have them work for the city as well as serve the community. And I asked for this specifically. They were very shy and didn't want to give it to me. I had to go digging in departments to get some things to brag on some of my stellar staff, but I just wanted to do that because it's such a blessing to have them. My city manager, I know she's everyone's city manager, but I just say my city manager, Miss Marsha Hampton, walks on water. Please stand, Miss Marsha, just for a second and wave your hand. She's thought of very highly all over the state. I'm always telling people don't steal her when we go to GMA conferences. But our city manager serves as the vice president of the Georgia City County Managers Association, and we're very proud of her for that. Our Chief Sparks received the Douglas County Chamber of Commerce Citizen of the Year in 2018. Stand up, Chief. Let's see you, Chief Sparks. I know, Citizen of the Year. Oh my goodness, he did not want to stay. We had to kind of almost rope him down to keep him in the chamber event. He was trying to go home. His mother was here and the whole church, and he kept saying, "What am I here for again?" But he's the Citizen of the Year for the Chamber of Commerce. And this follows him receiving an International Association of Chief of Police Citizens' Rights Awards for his Youth Against Violence program for 10 years. So he received an international award for his Youth Against Violence program. Angie Cochran, who works in courts, is the vice president of the Georgia Municipal Court Clerks Council. And Mr. Travis Landrum, stand up, Travis. You can't miss Travis in the crowd. He's tall. Travis is our Parks and Recs director. He is a board member with the Boys and Girls Club of America. And he won the Georgia Recreational and Parks Association CAPRA District 5 Distinguished Professional Award. So we appreciate him. Karen Knight, if I said your name and you're here, stand up. Okay, Karen Knight, I don't think I saw her, but she's Director of Corporate Sponsorship for Georgia Government Management Information Services, GMAS Board of Directors, and the city has 4 managers that are certified public managers through the University of Georgia's Carl Vinson Institute of Government. And Karen Callan, our finance director, stand up, Karen, she's such a lady, such a pretty person. Karen is the Government Finance Officer Association and Georgia's Society of Certified Public Accountants. Tia Austin Bean, is Tia here? Oh, stand up, Miss Tia. Hi, Tia. I didn't see you. Tia Austin Bean is our Human Resources Director. She is the president of the Georgia Local Government Personnel Association and also the president of the Georgia Public Employer Labor Relations Association. So I have a great staff. We can't help but to be phenomenal. So if you don't mind, please just give our staff a hand again. Sometimes they're unnoticed, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So to help guide the staff, we have the best elected officials in the world. Our team of elected officials, we have 100% participation in GMA training. We continuously participate in steering committees, annual mayor and city council retreat, and we have a total number of combined training hours with the 7 of us on the city council, including myself, of 1,100 hours for our elected body. Please stand up, elected officials. Mayor Pro Tem, Councilman Miller, Councilman Davis. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to thank you again for your time and attention. God bless you. God bless the city of Douglasville, Douglas County, the state of Georgia, and America. We all will work together. The city of Douglasville is open for business, and we are ready to serve. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Robinson. And I would now like to introduce our second keynote speaker. Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones took office in January of 2017, serving as the first African-American Commission chairman in the history of Douglas County. Born in Memphis, Tennessee, Dr. Jones graduated from Hamilton High School and followed in the footsteps of her father, a Korean War veteran, by joining the U.S. Army for 3 years. She married a U.S. Marine and is officially retired as a former spouse of 19 years. Dr. Jones earned a bachelor's degree from Southern Illinois University, a master's degree from Chapman University, and an educational leadership doctorate from Argosy University. Dr. Jones worked in healthcare industry for 40 years, of which 31 involved leadership, operations management, budget, policy development, personnel, process improvement, strategic planning, and master facility planning. She has worked in federal and state government, public, private, nonprofit, and for-profit organizations. Dr. Jones' ventures helped to secure $3.3 billion in investments within her first year of office. She added to the financial mix when she helped welcome global technology company Switch, I know Rob's here today, who is currently building a 1 million square foot campus in Douglas County. This $2.5 billion investment sets the mark as the most significant single capital investment in Georgia's history. Dr. Jones is focusing on many issues with particular attention on transparency, economic development, workforce development, transportation, public engagement, public health, public safety, mental health, housing growth, youth, seniors, and keeping Douglas County beautiful. Please help me welcome my other friend, Chairman Dr. Ramona Jackson Jones.
Douglas County is on the move. Give us a hand. Good afternoon. I would like to personally thank Council of the Quality Growth, Douglas County Chamber, and the Douglas County Economic Development Authority for hosting this auspicious occasion for 2 consecutive years. Board of Commissioners, Mayor Robinson, and your wonderful City Council, Mayor Jeff Reese and Villa Rica City Council, School Board Chairman Tracy Ruckert-Shaw, and the school board members, all local, state, and federal, and elected and appointed officials, and also our business owners, and also our regional partners, and veterans and community stakeholders, and all the valued Douglas County citizens in the audience, watching by television or by the internet. This is the day that the Lord has made. Before I start, I would like to introduce my fellow Board of Commissioners, and I will ask that you hold your applause until I finish. I would like to first start with our Vice Chairman, Kelly Robinson of District 2, Commissioner as well. Could you please stand? We have with us also District 1 Commissioner, Henry Mitchell III. Would you please stand? We have our District 3 Commissioner, Tarenia Carthen. Would you please stand? And last but not least, we have our District 4 Commissioner, Ann Jones-Guyder. Please give them a hand. Thank you for your invaluable time and talent and tenacity, Commissioners, as we lead this great county forward. My duty this afternoon is to report on the state of our great county. Collectively, we must seize the opportunity to captivate a successful future with unlimited growth. As chairman of the Douglas County Board of Commissioners, it is my distinct honor to serve in a capacity to magnify our accomplishments and clarify our opportunities and manage and specify the challenges of our immediate future. Douglas County is a growing region, and we are changing, and we have a dynamic environment, and we are emblematic of a thriving economy. Douglas County is well known as a prosperous business location and destination for culture, and we are filled with passion, and we are creating a new, vibrant approach to our economic development in the region. We are ranked among the top 20 best counties to live in out of 149 counties in the state of Georgia. Give us a hand. We are the 17th largest county out of 159 counties. Our conviction to move from good to great it produced a year of progress in 2018. Progress while bringing government and transparency closer to the citizens we serve. Douglas County is the epitome of majestic and transformational, and we have a superior regional footprint that serves diverse people, philosophies, and economies that transcends municipal boundaries. Our reputation is more than symbolic. We are robust, we are energetic, and we are competitive. Douglas County school system is first class, and we pride ourselves on providing quality education to lifelong learners to become responsible individuals. We are independent thinkers, and we produce the goods. Our local colleges and universities consistently uphold the standards for student-centered learning and produce a multi-talented, highly qualified workforce in Douglas County. Thank you all so much, school system, and let's give them a hand because they're amazing. Thank you. Our water supply is plentiful. However, our community is growing, and we must strategically plan for the future. We have a reservoir that we are planning to expand in the future, and I would like to thank the Douglas County and Douglasville Water and Sewer Authority. Mr. Gil Sherhouse, I know you're in here, but thank you. You're doing so well, and I appreciate all the great things that you're doing. With this reservoir, we will raise it eventually. We're planning right now by 35 feet and increase storage capacity from 1.9 million gallons to 6.6 billion gallons of water. And I meant to say 1.9 billion gallons. That's what we have currently, and we'll move to 6.6 billion gallons of water. I think that's pretty sharp. Public safety is a very high priority, and my administration is committed to protecting and serving our citizens. We are proving that by our great renovation now at the courthouse. We are putting safety before convenience. We have advanced our ground game, and the long-awaited 900 or 800 megahertz E911 radio is about to go up in October. We have the towers almost in place, and we are moving and shaking in Douglas County. Our sheriff, Tim Pounds, has made a big difference. We have equipment, we have resources, we have cars. We have purchased so much to make our staff the epitome of greatness, and plus make sure that we're reducing crime. Tim Pounds says, if you see something, say something. And that means our sheriff wants you to be aware just as we are. Together, we are working in a unified, bipartisan manner to overcome the fear of failure while embracing optimism as we embark upon a bright and promising future. Our financial position is very strong with a favorable AA2 rating. Our credit ranking is very high quality with an exceptional light burden and incorporates a large tax base and a healthy wealth and income profile. According to Moody's investors, guess what? Our median household income is over $65,000. We're neck to neck with Cobb, and the cab is trailing us now. So give us a hand. Our status equates to 95.5% of the US level. Our economy is vigorous, and our unemployment is the lowest in 51 years at 3.4%. From the depths of the Great Recession, Douglas County has rebounded from having the highest numbers of foreclosures in the state of Georgia. Guess what? Now we've transcended to a record-breaking year for home sales in 2018. Our home prices are trending upward, and our median home sales values rose to 12.7% over the last year. And everybody's scratching their heads saying, what is Douglas County doing? We are moving forward. Finally, we have broken the chain of communication by creating a business-friendly atmosphere for residential builders and developers and realtors and bankers and investors in 2018. The Board of Commissioners and the Douglasville, Douglas County Water and Sewer Authority Board of Directors partnered, and we resolved the gridlock of the Pipe Farm subdivisions that originated in 2004 in Douglas County, and we are moving forward. So guess what? Going forward, we are rolling up the red tape, and Douglas County, we are rolling out the red carpet because we are open for business. Guided by a new vision for the community and a new comprehensive strategic plan, Douglas County Economic Development and Douglas County Chamber have made significant strides to provide a clear direction and sound commitment to collaboration for our great economic vitality. For 5 consecutive years, we have had sustained growth with the infusion of young, educated residents and strong leaders who have been working together to make a positive impact. Guess what? Economist Dr. Joy Smith of West Georgia University pointed out Douglas County is ready to become the next big county in terms of sustainability and well-developed growth. And I believe he's right by looking at the astronomical number of cars on Highway 5 and Chapel Hill Road. Douglas County has gained, we are just moving. We have gained more jobs than the other 6 western counties, and we produced 2,974 jobs in 2018. And I think that deserves a round of applause. Our small and large businesses are vital to our community, and Douglas County government values your ideas and contributions. As the daughter of a 50-year small business owner, I know all too well what it means to live through the peaks and valleys of a small business when you have some challenges some days and you will have some opportunities. My mother just turned 82 years old, And she still owns a small business, and she says if she had to do life all over again, she wouldn't change a thing, because she said, business owners, she said, guess what? God said God will bless the child with his own, and when you have a business, it's yours. So I said, Mom, you're all right with me. Douglas County is leading the charge in workforce development. Last year, Douglas County Chamber partnered with Douglas County Economic Development Authority, Douglas Unite 3, BBT, and Mercer University, and offered a 9-week Co-Starters program that equips entrepreneurs like you and like me with insight and relationships and tools to turn those business ideas into action. We are poised for economic success. Switch Data Center, the largest single investment, a capital investment in Georgia's history, is under construction right here in Douglas County. But oh no, let's not forget Google. Google has furthered the commitment to Douglas County in 2018 by donating $95,000 to Douglas County Education Foundation this past year. Since the 2003 inception of Google, they have invested $4.68 billion in Douglas County in creating more than 250 jobs and contributing more than $8.4 million to local schools and area nonprofits. Our public engagement is at an all-time high. Douglas County Tourism and Film Trail is booming with business, and we are exploring outside the lines with 6 billboards going up in the next week or so, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna be riding all over the state of Georgia, touting about our billboards. The Board of Commissioners just approved our new, trendy branding logo with the bright and exciting color palette. Douglas County External Affairs Department is the catalyst for arts, culture, and humanities, and has gained 2 national recognitions from NACO in the last 2 years. Our History and Tourism Museum is a main attraction, and Douglasville, Douglas County Cultural Arts Council launched a new initiative to use public art to further establish the community as a dynamic center and creativity and destination for visitors. Fanfare for progressing transportation in Douglas County has become reality. And in an effort to address the growing transit and mobility needs in our county, for Douglas County, I should say, we have expanded transportation options for citizens with the Connect Douglas fixed route service. This new bus service is currently scheduled to begin spring of 2019, and we will operate within the boundaries of Douglas County and conveniently connect residents to the places they want to go. Douglas County has become a catalyst for change, and our attitudes and spirit to tap into the best practices to enhance Georgia's 61-year roadblock in transportation is commendable. Georgia has been talking about advancing transportation since 1958. In Douglas County, we are no longer classified as part of the problem. We are now part of the solution. Give yourselves a hand. Last year we cut ribbons, and we cut ribbons all over the place, and we celebrated the opening of Southwire and its new location in the western part of our county. The Board of Commissioners opened the Douglas County Government Annex Campus, comprised of the Tax Commissioner's Office, the Tax and Tag Offices, and also our tax assessors, our geographical information services, and fleet operations. The state-of-the-art Douglas County Community Outpatient Services, which focuses on behavioral health, mental health, and substance abuse, has opened as well. Our health department is doing an extremely wonderful job and providing extremely good services. Good things come to those who wait. A state-of-the-art, 16,850 square feet women's center with a level 2 neonatal intensive care unit is opening at Douglas County WellStar this month. The Women's Center is the most anticipated project at WellStar in 40 years. Douglas County's judicial system and mental health and accountability courts have become the model in the state of reducing recidivism, and we are on the forefront of the national Stepping Up initiative to reduce the number of people with mental illnesses in jails. Homelessness is a real concern in the United States, and Douglas County Judge Bo McClain, along with full support of the Board of Commissioners, will cut the ribbon on the first ever Sanctuary Village homeless transitional housing in Douglas County this year. Our administration is committed to needs of senior citizens, and as a member of the Atlanta Regional Commission Senior Aging and Independence Board, and also a member of the Senior Club myself, we brought in $511,000 in state and federal funding for direct services provided exclusively for our Douglas County residents in 2018. And let's not forget our youth. Our youth are our future. And Douglas County External Affairs Department hosted its first Youth Commissioners Program to foster opportunities for our young folks to learn about county government so they can take this baton from me. And I'm real excited, so I will be going to the beach. Our government youth deserves to enjoy, and we have some things on the horizons for them. We have a new multi-purpose center that's under design now and should be building soon, and I would like to thank our Parks and Recreation Director, Mr. Gary Dukes is here as well, and I did not forget my County Administrator, Mr. Mark Teal, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here, and I see Miguel Valentin as well. So thank you all for what you do. We celebrate, and I'm gonna move back and pivot to the veterans. All of our veterans, I would like to thank State Senator Donzella James and the Department of Veteran Affairs and the Board of Commissioners for hosting the 50th year Vietnam commemoration ceremony at the Douglas County Courthouse in December 2018. I would be remiss not to thank Habitat of Humanity for committing to build at least 8 houses for veterans in Douglas County. And as I'm a veteran, I am honored for this act of kindness. Collectively, this administration has made significant progress, and we are beginning to see the fruits of our labor. Upon taking office, I decided to cast a wide net to strengthen our efficiencies in areas of county government, and I'm proud of the significant progress my fellow commissioners are producing in their respective roles as committee chairman and committee vice chairman of Parks and Recreation. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell, for moving our parks along. And also we have transportation. Thank you, Vice Chairman Robinson. Fire and EMS, thank you, Commissioner Guider, for leading that. We have residential oversight. We have tax abatement. We have the public safety, and we have purchasing oversight. And thank you so much, Commissioner Carthen, for leading that initiative for us. We are strategically prepared for a great outlook. We must commit to long-term capital planning as the common thread to secure our future. We must continue to examine cost savings and opportunities, and I am excited about a $2.2 million guaranteed energy savings performance contract, which provides energy efficiency and infrastructure upgrades to 38 municipal government buildings in Douglas County. So thank you. We pride ourselves on hard work while making sure every need for all our citizens in Douglas County is being met. Last year was the rainiest to me on season, but I just heard it was the second rainiest, and several road infrastructure projects were delayed. However, Douglas County Transportation is rolling out a hearty plan in 2019, and Lee Road is at the top of the list. There are approximately 700 road miles in Douglas County, and my administration will spend $51 million in SPLOST dollars for road resurfacing and infrastructure and pothole repairs. We know that's important for the next 5 years. We will spend $10 million on the local match improvements funding. We are working intensively with GDOT, Georgia Department of Transportation, to make sure that our roads are safe and that our roads are earmarked and pristine here in Douglas County. I am so excited what we're doing. We are holding our image and reputation in the palm of our hands, and it's up to us to make a difference. Our first impressions are always last impressions. My priority this year is on gateway beautification, and thank you, Mayor Robinson, for highlighting my concerns about our cleanliness, because we must be crystal clear with ourselves. We must keep Douglas County beautiful. We must take the message of cleanliness into the streets, and also, not only in that, we're taking it now into the elementary schools with hopes that our children will hold us accountable. We must remain and we must recondition ourselves to keep our roadsides and communities clean. The cost of keeping our community clean only requires one thing, and that's commitment. Together, we have labored hard to deliver a body of work that is unmatched, but we still have much more work to do. We are experiencing tremendous growth, and our population is exceeding our road capacity, and forthcoming expansion projects will provide substantial relief. Douglas County is dark, and our street lights and sidewalks and traffic lights are in need of a strategic key plan. We have identified some key strategic locations, and I'm committed to improving visibility and walking ability here in Douglas County to protect our citizens. Going forward, we must work through the political overlay to address truck traffic in Georgia, and Douglas County is not exempt. We must begin to build upon the future with a regional playbook that gives consideration to advancing sewer and fiber in specific areas throughout the county to maximize our ability to become and be shovel-ready at any time. Our strategic priorities, our mission, our vision, and values will not tolerate substandard. This is our county, our image, and we must take a pristine approach to address our efficiencies. This is our future, our fate, and the choices are ours. We strive to be good stewards of our environment and our families and our neighborhood and the communities, and we have a wonderful and a giant stake in the direction of our county. Finally, this past year yielded many accomplishments, and we should be proud. However, our work is endless. We must separate our differences and stand on one accord to move this great county forward. This is a new day in Douglas County, and our positive profiles of courage supersedes the boundaries of political party affiliations. No matter the obstacle we encounter, we must keep moving in a forward direction. As the sister of a Mississippi preacher, we will not let fear destabilize our conviction because we are a God-fearing community. Our success has gone viral all over the state of Georgia, and we are garnering national recognition for the work we are doing and the work yet to come. We cannot allow our challenges to minimize our confidence and common purpose to do what is right for our community. The state of Douglas County is strong, and the momentum of our progress is making a difference today, tomorrow, and years to come. Thank you, bless you, and may God bless Douglas County.
Mayor and Chairwoman, those were great messages. Congratulations on all your hard work, and congratulations to the staff of both the county and the city and everybody who makes this great community what it is. I want to thank y'all all for being here today. I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank Moreland Altabelli, and want to thank everybody for taking their time to come here with us today. We look forward to seeing you next year, and have a great, beautiful week. Thank you so much.